All right. Sources: Liquid weighing up cadiaN's future. North America organization could pull the trigger on changes after some challenging months. Are exploring options of benching the IGL Opper. However, a decision about the team's future won't be made before Dallas. So, yeah, maybe looking to make a change during the player break. This comes after a rough start to Liquid's new era following an overhaul of the team at the end of 2023. The North American org brought back Twist, Zeus, and signed cadiaN and Skulls, forming what on paper appeared to be a title contender. But the team has struggled to live up to high expectations. The first blow came when Liquid failed to qualify. I mean, yeah, not qualifying for the RMR was, I will say, they got a little unlucky with who they had to play compared to others. But at the end of the day, yeah, that's on them. Liquid showed improvements. Yeah, I mean, they've looked better. The atmosphere within the team is still not positive, which could lead to the first change. See, that's what I don't get. How is it not positive? Like, how did that happen? Like, and when we watched them, I literally said, like, why does cadiaN look so muted? You know what I mean? Like, when they were doing well in Pro League, this is not heroic cadiaN. You know what I mean? This is not a guy that's in his element, and it's painfully obvious. I don't know if that's because it's like international roster. I don't know if that's because of like clash within the team. I didn't necessarily associate it with being a bad atmosphere. I mean, anybody that's watched them, I'm not I'm not going to be that person that fucking took psychology 101 in college and tries to diagnose everyone, but I feel like it's pretty apparent when you watch them play. It definitely does not look like the same cadiaN, no matter what. And I think that's also reflected in his play as well. So there's, effect, because it affects everything. And if your IGL isn't in a good spot, the team is in a good spot. But sometimes that could be because of clashes with other people in the team. It's really hard to say. This is the issue that Liquid always gets themselves into, though, when they go this op IGL route. Problem with replacing a player like cadiaN, who in the hell is going to op IGL an international roster? When you replace the op IGL, that means what? You're going to get an opper and then go back to your kinder calling? Is that what? That's like that. That's, I don't even know what op IGL is available. I don't even know what you do, though. Like, you're at this crossroads where if you replace an op IGL, that means you're losing. Somebody's got to pick up one of the roles. How does a team environment go that bad that quickly? How? And I think, honestly, I like Zeus a lot, but I do kind of put this on Zeus a bit. Like, you're the coach. You're supposed to be the guy that's managing these relationships and these expectations of the team. Now, I get that everybody has to make up their own mind, but like some of it, I feel like if the atmosphere is bad that quickly, you are forming an international roster where there is no core, there is no identity. You are starting from zero. And where are they right now? Let's see. Are they top 30? They're 11. They're fucking this is why I actually kind of am going at Zeus a little bit. You are doing something that no organization has really done. This organization did it, but they did it with two cores coming together. They already had a framework, they already had an IGL, they had an identity, and then they just kind of had to merge the two identities together. There was nothing here. Naf and Yakinder, with Yakinder no longer, there was no identity, okay? Naf is a sloth and he's gonna do whatever, and that's what makes him so good at what he does. And Yakinder can't talking anymore because he wasn't doing a good job IGLing, and he individually fell the fuck off when he was doing it. Sorry, you just hear my jet in the background. So like, I don't understand how you go to 11th in the world, fucking brand new with this team, start to show signs of promise, and the team atmosphere is bad. Like, what in the fuck are you doing? I think some motherfuckers over at Liquid are just like, somebody's got some horrible mental going on over there, and I don't know why. How are you mad at being 11th ranked in the world right now when you had nothing? You were literally not a team less than 6 months ago. Is nobody telling them this? Is nobody telling them that? Look at the chart, dude. You went from 37th to 11th. Is nobody telling them this? Sorry, they went from 47th. Sorry. It's probably 1, 2, or 3 here has some unrealistic expectations, and it's somehow bleeding into the team environment, and it's becoming an issue. I'm not saying that these players and these caliber of players shouldn't want more. I'm just saying, do they not realize how hard this is? Like, especially maybe like Twist with the success he had in international roster, but he was on a team that had an identity and foundation. They're building all of that together right now, and you can see how well that's fantastic, like, growth. You know what I mean? For having absolutely nothing to start with, that is insane. I don't think that this roster should be satisfied with 11th, but they need to realize how great the progress has been, and if they just get out of their own fucking way, they could easily start pressing even further. They could. And I don't think it's cadiaN because he looks muted. Somebody basically, I feel like somewhere along the way, everybody in the team told cadiaN to stop being cadiaN, and somebody thought it was a good idea, and I don't know who the that was. You know, they got Mind Body Esports over there who's supposed to be, you know, the sports psychologist or whatever, or like the team performance coach or mental coach. Listen, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I'm an expert or I could do somebody's job better, but dude, shouldn't cadiaN be cadiaN? Like, am I missing something? Feels like I'm taking crazy pills, dude. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know. Hey, we took a team that absolutely is starting from ground zero with no foundation or anything and completely building from scratch, and we got to almost top 10 within fucking 5 months. Not what month are we at right now? Yeah, like, dude, what? There's a good chance if we get our own head out of our ass, we'll make playoffs at Dallas and do well at Dallas. You'll probably be in the top 10 with the showing there. And if somebody's got an issue with cadiaN and everybody just tries to tell cadiaN to stop being himself, they shouldn't have fucking signed him, and whoever said they were okay or wanted to play with them needs to fucking own up and grow up. Are they just complaining that actually happened? No, I'm just like, you know, it's reports that they're going to get rid of cadiaN, and they're citing that their team atmosphere hasn't been good. So that means somebody's, you know, that doesn't mean somebody's got to have actual personal beef with someone, right? But if you're a grown ass person, and I'm telling you, chap, most of the time these orgs, like if you're signing a player, you're like, this is what our roster is going to be. And somebody saw cadiaN, knowing who he is, even on the surface level, and saying, I got mid, you're okay to play with them. And then now, when I watch Liquid, I don't see the same heroic cadiaN energy levels, atmosphere, or anything. I feel like somewhere along the way, somebody said they're not okay with it, which is some bullshit. Like, that's your IGL. You got to have his back. You have to be all in, or you're just never going to win.